everybody. This is a great big welcome to Harmonic Earthwalkers, which is a Facebook group that I've wanted to bring on. And that's all because we have a lot of drums and rattles that have been made. Gary's helped to host a couple of co-host a couple of workshops with me. So yeah, Gary Featherman and Georgie is here too to celebrate Geomancing the Stone's 5th birthday. So yeah, thank you, and big thanks go to Deanna as well.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, so the whole drumming circle, what I was trying to do with this is form a group that are really full of sound healers and the vibrational healings. So you go into that too, Gary.
I do.
Playing
On
your
a different
drum.
way. Yep.
Deanna, you've made a drum. That's how we met too. Like
I have made a drum. Yes, I've got a beautiful drum.
Yeah. So, yeah, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Geomancing the Stone. That is the best thing, isn't it,
Happy
Georgie?
birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Yeah, yay. Let's have a little drum for that.
5 years. Congratulations, Lisa. Oh, we've got some guests coming. Great. Kathy, who have we got?
Going to just...
Great.
Got it. Cool.
Hello there.
Cass.
We can't see you, Cass. We can hear you.
Hello.
Can you share your video?
Welcome. Happy birthday, Georgie. Happy
Hello,
birthday.
Cass and Hudson. We're just seeing if we can see you.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going. Keep going. I'll keep monitoring that. We do have someone there trying to get in.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So welcome to everybody with Harmonic Earthwalkers. I think that our team has got some of the most fantastic, the reasons for being. And yeah, I just wanted to have a group where we can create an environment where we actually get together and mainly share what it is that we've been doing with our spirit tools or our healing tools. And a lot of these people like Cass and Hudson have just made the most beautiful drums and rattles also, and our rattle that is just to die for. It's just so beautiful, and that's what I wanted the whole group to be about. And yeah, so I want to celebrate our artistry, and that includes the making of our beautiful spirit tools, as also the sounds that we make and the healing that we do. I think it is all really artistry. Do you agree with that, Gary?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Everyone has that bit of magic in them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
about bringing it out.
Yeah, and it is about bringing it out and having a platform where we can actually share it. Yeah, so that's really important. And so, yeah, Deanna, did you actually name your drum?
I haven't named my drum. No, I mean, it's definitely feels feminine, and I would say it's a she. No, I haven't. Until now, I haven't thought about that. And now that you've mentioned it, I'll think on that. Thank you for that invitation. But no, I haven't. I mean, I've used her several times, and they've been powerful moments, very intentional moments where, you know, I went to the beach and did that letting go ceremony, and another time at home wanting to shift some stuff, so dancing around, and I've used it in my work, I've used it in my practice. So one young woman that I'm working with has experienced significant trauma and becomes easily dysregulated and experiences anxiety. And I took the drum. It was only like the second session that I had with her, and I ended up leaving it with her. I said, I think the drum needs to stay with you for a week, and she had the drum for a week, and she loved it and said thanks, and she was able to walk around the house and use the drum, and she'd really like one of her own. It's just that yeah, she'd love to make one, and I could see her loving the workshop, but she wouldn't have the funds for that just yet, so that's okay, she'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. The drum calls to me when I think I need really healing or to move past something. And in a way, I just have to play the drum, and I often get into a trance, like a trance-like rhythm. That's how I really moderate my sort of whole emotional being. And it's not by trying to be clever, it's actually just like trying to repeat, like learn with my muscle memory, learn with my mind, learn with my heart, just a particular rhythm, and just keep playing that rhythm for as long as it takes me to feel like I'll sort of calm down a bit. So
beautiful.
That's sort of how I do it.
Now we still can't see or hear Cass and Hudson, unfortunately. Cass, can you hear us? I can't hear them. Yeah, no. Anyway, so I don't know what's happening there. Now I don't know. You could come, Cass, if you can hear me, you could leave the meeting and come back in. Sometimes that works. Anyway. Yep, they've done that. They're gonna come back in.
Cool. That'll be great.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So I also love when I'm actually calming down with my drum. What I'm doing is using my hands to play my drum. So I put it onto my knee and I'm playing it very close to my heart. And that seems to really help me physically as well, to sort of calm my whole being down and that. But then if I was going to offer a reading to a drum healing to somebody else, I'd always use the beater, the exciter. Gary's here to remind me to call it an exciter.
And the reason they call it an exciter, when the exciter hits the skin, it excites the skin and that makes the noise. That's why they call it an exciter.
Makes sense.
Not a beater.
Which is a more negative term.
No, it's not. No, it's not negative. It's just a better terminology. Exciter.
Yeah. So and doing drum healings with both the exciter and the drum. I love it. It's amazing to run the drum over somebody's physical body, and then you're listening to the tone of the drum, and where something physical is happening, I actually hear my drum change tone. So there's a real change in the tone of the drum when I'm giving a drum healing, and then so you ask the person, hey, did you hear that change in tone? If they're actually like standing up and watching what you're doing, then yeah, it's interesting. You can go up and down their body a little bit at that time. And then you can hear the drum change as you go over that physical place, and then yeah, ask them, and 100% of the time people have told me they've got an injury there. Like, it's incredible how your drum can actually you know, really work in with somebody else's physical being. Yeah. So that's what we do with the drum. So Cassie and Hudson not come back in?
No, she's not. She can hear us, but she is struggling with the tech, so she's not going to come back in at the moment. Yeah, she's been chatting on Facebook, so that's fine.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is 5 years for Geomancing the Stone. Hey, 5-year birthday.
Incredible.
Yeah. So yeah. What's your preferred way of playing the drum, Gary? You like to play the drum. Do you want to show people how you got the singing bowl on the back of your drum and decorated it with cottons? Can you see that? You can hold it up to the camera maybe.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. So what's that in there? What's in the middle, Gary?
Singing bowl, Tibetan bowl.
Sorry?
A Tibetan singing bowl.
Wow.
Mm.
So
It's
can you
came to
play
the-
your drum so we can hear it?
So some of that, Gary, was because you got big hands, hey?
Well, that's how this came to me. Like, I always found it really uncomfortable getting a good grip on the drum when you're playing it for a while. And this bowl here is too small for me to get it singing. So one of my guides came through one night and said, "You've got the drum, you've got the Tibetan bowl, bring them together." Yeah. So it was an interesting experience. It was like, yeah, it's easy for you to say, now I've got to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it all flew. Yeah.
It
was very
looks
smooth.
amazing though, and it must
Yeah.
feel so good to hold.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And when I'm working with people, they'll hear different things, like they'll hear monks chanting, or they'll hear didgeridoo, or they'll
Yeah.
hear bells. So yeah, it just brings
So
in
what
another.
work do you do with the drum?
What do I do with it?
Yeah, what work do you do with it?
I use it in healing.
Yeah.
And what Lisa was saying before about allowing the drum to do its work. So I stand back and the drum will actually go where it needs to go.
Mhm.
I pay attention to people's body language.
Mhm.
So Lisa was saying, you know, she can hear the difference or the change in the toning. I do as well, but by paying attention to their body language, it confirms that it's real, that it is happening.
Mm.
So it goes in on a cellular level and breaks up stagnant or crystalline energy that's no longer of service. Yeah.
That sound vibrational healing.
Yeah.
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 And that's what we are. Like, we actually have been making drums because that's what we want to do, is sound healing. And how incredible is that? It's just what a gift that we have from Mama Gaia, really, to have so many tools that help us with healing, help us you know, living a happy life or living the good life, you know.
Yeah.
Especially with the drum. If I'm upset, I can't go past picking up my drum, and I basically tell it who, you know, all my troubles. I give it a big hug like this. I tell it all my troubles and go over the drum. And often I just sit here with you know, the heartbeat while I'm talking. And yeah, another way to really sort of calm myself down is just do the drum beat, bring myself back to a you know, like I feel good, and then it's like, okay, thanks drum, and then I'll often then tone over my drum, and so you're using your voice as an instrument as well as the drum. And then, you know, because yeah, not always am I upset, but when I am, I'll sort of tell the drum again, this is really what I want to feel after I've finished this session. And that's when I get into a trance type rhythm. And I wanted to show you guys, I just thought we could practice one of the rhythms. I hope everybody has got a copy of at the handout that I've written called Drumming in the Elements, because that gives you a little bit of an idea about what the elements, how they relate to the drum and the sound of the drum. So if we could just go through that now, right? To warm up, we do the fire strokes, and that is with fingertips, and they're to the right, to the edge of the drum, and the ones at 9 o'clock here, or 3 o'clock, I don't know, at 90 degrees here, these ones are called tech. And the ones at the top, which helps stabilize your drum on your knee, is called car. And I always use car as the ghost notes, or to help me keep time, or to be part of a space. So when I say space, I sort of mean car, but without sounding car. Does that make sense? And then, yeah, so it goes teka, 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 teka. I use each of my fingers, so we go from the ring finger to the middle finger to the pointer fingers. And that's actually, that gives you 6 beats. And so often you don't have to keep counting in your head when you're using like numbers from your fingers. So if I wanted 4 beats of tekas, for instance, I'll go teka, 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 and then you come back to the ring finger again, you know. So yeah, the fires are the tekas, and then water is doom, and water is using my thumb, using the length of my thumb here, and just inside where tech is. It's sort of like a little flick, and it's called doom, and it's actually the water stroke because it sounds like water. It's got more vibration. Then you have pa in the center, and pa is the earth stroke. There's a few different ways that we can do pa, but let's just do pa in the center. And then George's favourite, he does the air stroke. And so air is just like, you know, light sort of brushing over the drum. And then the 5th element that we have that really relate to the music is the space, and they're the ghost notes. So actually the rhythm that I wanted to play tonight does have 3 ghost notes, and it has 3 sounded notes. So I'm going to say it out loud. It goes tech, and then at the top space, space, tech, doom, space. So it's 6 beats the whole way. So it goes tick, space, space, tick, doom, space. Tick, space, space, tick, doom, space. Tick, space, space, tick, doom, space. And this is something you can get faster at doing. But one of the best things in my mind about playing drum is that you actually get to realize that drumming like this is a memory game. And not only that, but you get to watch how your brain works, because I'm trying to memorize, just do this really simple rhythm, maybe 10 minutes just to calm down or something like that. And I think I'm doing really well. And you can just about bet the next 10 seconds, as soon as I think I'm doing it really well, I'll forget totally, totally forget what it is that I was doing. And yet I've been playing it like this for 10 minutes or something. So this is what I call like trance drumming. Maybe go a little bit faster. But I would like, people to get used to this. Yeah, what Georgie's up there is going to be chewing the chair again. So is it something that is common, do you reckon, using our hands for drumming, or using the drum as a frame drum?
Oh yeah, ancient.
Oh, it is ancient. This would have been the first way that it was played. They actually say the frame drum probably comes from when they were husking like grain, like cleaning up grain. So they suggest that the frame drum sort of comes from a sieve. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the beautiful thing about these rhythms is that you can either change the note that you're using with it. Like tech is a high note, and so is pa. Pa is a high note, so I can use pa as well. So I go pa, space, space, pa, doom, space, pa, space, space, pa, doom, space. Pa, space, space, pa, doom, space, pa, space, space, pa, doom, space, pa, space, space, pa, doom, space. I do keep saying to myself in the head what the rhythm I'm trying to do. I just come back to it, and I find it so much easier to say it quietly and not out loud, but I don't think that really works so good on video. So yeah, you can move between tech and pa, so there's no real reason to get really bored with it, because might only have 6 notes in the rhythm, but we can fill in those notes as well. Like, so instead of using the ghost notes, we'll use car. tick, doom, ka, pa, ka, ka, pa, doom, ka, tick, ka, ka, pa. Anyway, it gets a bit
That was
hard.
beautiful.
But that's what I do. I just love to pick a rhythm and just flow with that rhythm and try to get to know it so well that I don't have to actually think about it.
Mm.
And then that's
Yeah.
when I believe that that really transformative stuff really happens within the drum, and the healing can really come forward and sort of happens straight away. It's like I've already asked my drum, it's like giving it a big hug, and it's like, hey drum, this is really what I want you to do. And then at the end, like I'll go, right, I'll play my drum for 5 minutes, and sometimes it's like, so where did that hour and 20 minutes go, or something like that, you just totally lose awareness of time.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
No, that was beautiful, and I found a rhythm in that. I don't know if you could hear me, but I found a rhythm.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I discovered that it is a bit harder than what you think it is to get that rhythm nice and into a nice flow and pattern. And you don't have to press so hard. You can actually be gentle with it.
But that's a beautiful thing about the drum. Like I can get into it, the same rhythm, make it heavy, right? Or then sit back on it and do it as quiet as I can.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm drumming, that's what I do. And then, as I say, you can feel it in. You can feel it in with the quietest little bass notes if you want. And then if that sort of, you think you want more than that, that's when you change to the other.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so I wanted to also do some trance work with the exciter as well.
Yep.
And there's 2 different beats that I use mostly, and one of them is at 180 beats per minute, and that sounds really fast. And it is, and it's the eagle rhythm, the eagle beat, and that this really is a way to bring you into that sort of trance rhythm as well. And then when I like maybe 15 minutes, I reckon if you can do that for 15 minutes, like just about everybody can work themselves into a trance at 180 beats a minute. And then, so instead of keeping with that, so when you really do feel like you're that unity, that one, then you come back to the mother, the heartbeat. Say this is the feminine beat. And I know sometimes you know it gets too slow, Gary. Say
no, well it's got to be. It's a heartbeat. So unless you're having no, okay.
Gary's really being rude.
No.
Yeah. So that's a slow heartbeat, but the 180 beats a minute, that goes something like this. About 3 beats a second. I mean,
Sorry, I had to let my dog out.
That's about 3 beats a second.
Everyone has that slight difference in their drumming. It really is a personalised technique.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I find that when I'm doing like markets, it can be really noisy, full of people, and I just stand there just playing the drum really soft, and it just attracts people, even though that they may not hear it at first. They're attracted to the energy. Yeah, yeah. And I've played with some people that just really, beat the shit out of their drum loud. And it's not about being loud. It's about just being in tune with your drum and just working with that energy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And everyone will have their own technique or their own beat.
Yeah.
They resonate with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I love playing it with my hands. As I said, always use an exciter if I'm giving a healing to somebody else. And mainly that's to get the balance of the masculine and the feminine together for the healing.
Uh-huh.
I think it's really important to, balance the energies and like honor the sacred male as well. I will often use a very plain, undecorated rattle that's probably still out in the shed from playing out there. But use the rattle as an exciter on the drum as well, and that gives a totally different sound. So next week, next fortnight, I'll bring the rattle inside so that
I'll just give an example of that if you like. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I much prefer the
quiet.
Yeah.
Lovely, isn't it, really, to be able to play with other people? Yeah, so part of this group, what I really want to achieve is to be able to connect with other people through the use of the drums. Like, I think the tools that we have within our reach, the opening of our heart chakra and making something as significant as a tool that you can use for your spiritual work, I think good on you. It's actually quite a daunting process for some people, and it totally can wipe some people totally out. Because I believe, like, as we are bringing the drum together, it's like going through a birth process. And I think if you had a difficult birth, that, like, you know, maybe you get a little bit more tangled up than some people. Like, some people just get tangled the whole time. Every single time they go through, they're in a tangle, and it's yeah, really quite telling how some people really have to push past so many different things within themselves to create the drum in the first place. And then what blows my mind is that our drums, and especially with the prayer ties that we put on the drum, they are like in witness of that whole experience of birthing the drum. And then every single mood that you come back to play the drum with, it's like, to me, the drum becomes a reservoir of my emotion, really. And sometimes it's like, no, come on, I've got to take it out. It goes into the pyramid and gets a big smudging, and, you know, gets a lot of loving. And sometimes that's when you've done a lot of work with it, and so you go, okay, there might be you know, like, you put on like a little feather bundle, or you add some more medicine to the drum. That's how I have the journey. Just keep on adding little bit by little bit.
And so, Lisa, you've got 2 workshops coming up in October, and this Sunday's booked out, yeah?
Last Sunday was.
Oh, it was last Sunday.
It was, yeah. So, yeah, 6 of the most beautiful drums were made, and I normally put a post up and show people how beautiful they are. Yeah, this time I still to do that. And people have shared their beautiful pictures and videos with me as well for this last workshop, the last weekend. The weekend before that, I had a group making rattles, and the rattles turned out absolutely beautiful as well. Yeah, so they're the 2 workshops that I've been doing, is making the shamanic drums and making the medicine rattles.
And if people want to come along and make their own drum, when's the next one?
I haven't. I think it's the 29th of October. And that's because I had a few people that in a waiting list that couldn't get into the drum making on the 1st of October. Yeah, so I put it at the end of this month because there was a lady, she was going away in November, so it had to be actually, yeah, I sort of rushed it forward a little bit so that she could.
And that's actually a full moon.
Yes.
The 28th is the full moon, so the 29th will still be the moon will still be full.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
And so, yeah, it's pretty amazing energy to know that the drum made on the full moon can really help you release a whole heap of stuff. And to even facilitate that release, there were a few people on the weekend that actually didn't have the drum skin, like the first side out. They actually had the inside out. And that's the same as this drum too, that Georgie helped me make. this is back in 2020. This was the first drum that I actually made the hoop for. So it's pretty exciting, really. Yeah, this hoop doesn't even have any branding. This was sort of the real sort of trial. See if it's going to work, if I can actually do it, if I can work with the wood. And I was so happy to make this drum because it's the first one of many that I've made now. So this is maybe, yeah, I've probably made over 50 drums, and I've had probably 100 people come to the workshops as well. So that's really exciting.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 5 years of being in business, hey?
Yes. And the drums and the rattles weren't even really part of the game. That was because of COVID. When COVID shut down a whole heap of different events and that, my mentor from Nice actually suggested I pivot. And I thought, what do I love to do? And I absolutely adored making my drum in 2009 with Three Bears. And I just thought, wow. And my neighbour, and she's wonderful, she was talking to me one day saying, oh, it's like all the drum making is in the northern suburbs. I want to make a drum. And I go, well, give me a few months and I'll see what I can do about it. And so, yeah, this day I made this drum and actually made her drum as well. So that was a really lovely reason to start making these tools. The sound healing tools, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's it's going back to ancient ways, but yeah, we're getting the information we need about healing, and it's all to do with sound and frequency. So
yeah,
it's great. Sorry for yawning. It's the drumming. The drumming made me relax. It's good. Yeah. Good.
Yes, it is. It is getting back to ancient ways, and it is also accepting that Mama Gaia has put medicine in just about everything that comes across us on our path. And the spirit of the skin, it is confronting to work with rawhide. And the amazing thing is to actually work with the skin beforehand and actually ask to see the spirit of the animal that skin comes from, that drum, like. And some of the stories that I've heard people say about like connecting with the spirit of the drum. The first, I got a really funny story. The first goat skin drum that I made, when I meditated with the skin before I cut it out, I saw this young male goat. He was standing on a high rock and he was looking out over this whole big valley. It was incredible. He was so proud of his horns, this goat. And it's like, wow, I'm gonna make a drum out of you, like it was so exciting. Like he was really happy to he was so proud of his horns. And then when that goat skin drum dried, the next day when I got out, I could actually see it's sort of like a line, cave painting of a goat with big horns and a valley that he was looking out over. And the lady that bought that drum, like she talks about that goat and how that drum like takes her on a journey. Like, it won't let her put it down sometimes. It's incredible. And yeah, when I actually told her the story about this goat, and I going, oh, you wouldn't believe it, but I can actually see the picture of the goat on the drum. And she sent back a photo, well, maybe a screenshot of the picture that I sent her with it circled where the goat was. It's like so obvious the spirit was there on that drum. And that's how all of our drums, they've all got their own spirit. That's what blows
And
my
that spirit
mind.
can morph as well and change.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think.
As we change, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the most amazing thing about the drums and these spiritual tools. The more you use them, the more symbolically you actually understand how to use them better. Like
Yeah.
each time, to me, it's never like boring, you know, like, you know, there's even just to sit there and watch telly sometimes, just hugging the drum and, you know, doing, you know, just a little
Tap, tap.
a little tap tap, a little heartbeat beat for myself. You know, it's my drum loving me and me loving my drum. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
It is. It's a beautiful process. I can attest to that. Yeah.
So I think what a lot of drumming does is because we're vibrational beings. I believe the vibration that comes from when we excite our drum skin, I believe that entrains all of our cells. So actually all of our cells get to be in the same frequency. And what I really want to experience the group for mostly is if we can synchronize with our own drum, then I believe when we get together as a larger collective, we can set our intentions and really do some amazing energetic work really for Mama Gaia.
Yes.
And that and as a single person, I think I have my limits, you know, like even my imagination only goes like down a few different tracks in this way. But coming together as a community, it's everybody else's input. It's the support that we can actually share with each other that really, really, really excites me mostly.
Yeah.
And that's really, Deanna, that's really what goes down with the Healing Ground Collective too, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's about coming together and sharing our resources and learning protocols of reciprocity and generosity and what it means to be a sovereign being. And I don't mean that in a new age sense. I actually mean that in an old ways way about understanding the responsibility of being a human being on this planet and what it means to give back to Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and be grateful and thankful. But you know, at the same time, we not have to make a contribution, and we have to get on with life, and we have to enjoy the fruits of our labor and find joy in our relationships and in meaningful work and making drums. And drumming can be spiritual, drumming can be fun, you know, drumming can be healing, drumming can be relaxing. There's lots of things that drumming can be.
It can also really put people out of whack as well.
Sorry?
It can also put people out of whack as well.
Yeah.
Depending on how the drum is used. And I'm just talking about drums in general.
Yeah, right.
You know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what that takes my mind down to is that Lane Redmond wrote a book when drummers were women, and like she has just got so many pictures of women like painted on cave walls, 35,000 years old, all these goddess cultures playing the drums, and women mainly using the drums to go into rapture. Like, say, that is just like sheer joy and rapture. And then her whole part of the book is then it seems like the drums were taken away from the women and they were brought into war, like say that was really what the men were marching to war with. So I totally get what you're saying, Gary, like even in the bigger picture. And
well, it can create joy or fear.
Yeah. And so this
balance and disharmony.
Balance and disharmony. And so instead of pretending that doesn't exist, I really want to share, with people. That's to me what the group is about, like let's talk about our experiences. And
well, hopefully this video, we'll put this video up in the Harmonic Earthwalkers group.
Yep.
And you could maybe ask for the next, what rhythm, what do you want to know about the drum, or you could put a question to the group so that when you come to the next education session, whatever you want to call it, gathering.
I want to do a drum circle. I want to just play drums.
Yeah, okay, well, yep.
Play drums with people, talk about drumming, talk about the rattles, talk about, like, in a way, I reckon, like, if we could get in time with our drumming, like, as a circle, then we could really synchronize our hearts and our energy. Like, to me, there's more power, 1 + 1 is actually more than the double, like I think we actually have an exponential sort of trajectory. And so, that's it. That's what I want us to do.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So thank you for coming along and sharing this 5th birthday for Geomancing the Stone. It's a real amazing thing, and and let's as a group, I want us to grow and grow and grow and grow together. And as I said, let's ask, what do we want to talk about, and put that on an agenda and see what the exploration is.
Beautiful. And so are you saying that you want to you'll do another one next in a fortnight on the Wednesday? What will that date be? That will be the 18th of October.
Yeah. Does the Wednesday night work for people?
I'm not sure. You're going to have to put it in the group, darling.
I will. That's a question that I'd like to ask. Say, if I was going to have a drum circle every fortnight, what day, what time would be preferable? It's not going to be 7:30 in the morning.
No, it's not, is it? No. All right, we'll put that in the group, in the harmonic group.
I will.
You can do a poll. You can do a poll in the group. There's a little button you can run a poll, and you could give people options.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. That sounds fantastic.
All right. Great. Well, are we going to wrap it up there? We're going to wrap it up with a bit of a
drumming.
Yeah, bit of drumming.
Yeah. I can hardly hear your drum.
Oh, okay.
You're going to lead us in the drumming?
No.
We'll lead us out.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on, Deanna. I can't hear it still.
Oh, you can't hear me. No, you go. You go and I'll follow you.
Well, it's yeah. I do usually like to finish with 4 beats to acknowledge the 4 directions as well. That's probably one of my quirks.
One thing that was coming through before, it'd be really great to have a person to receive everyone's drumming.
Yes.
Yeah. So that then they
what
get
I
to
think needs to happen from a technical point of view is that we'd all need microphones. So the microphone that you've got there needs to be switched on, and you need to be that, because when you were drumming, some of the sound drops out.
Yeah.
So
okay.
and that's the same with me. I do have a microphone, but I'm just using my PC. So we'd have to get people with a microphone.
Mic'd up,
Yeah.
Or play in the direction of the mic.
Yeah. But having said that, I mean, energy is energy, and you know, we're in this digital age where time and space is a different thing. So
yeah,
I
think it'd be a great experience. You know, a lucky volunteer.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
gets to
someone who wants
receive
healing or
everyone.
needs healing. Absolutely, yes,
Yeah. Okay, let's just do 5 minutes, bang.
Put it in the group.
Yeah, perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being with us, and anybody that watches this in the future, thank you. And come back in when we're live. We're going to get much better at sharing and advertising and letting other people know that it's actually on. But yeah, my dreams are big, that we can actually get together, have a drumming circle online. We can offer our drumming to heal. I heal places in the planet, but
I love it. I love it.
people itself.
Yeah.
So our list of things to do, you know, grows, and I will. It will take about 20 minutes for this to be uploaded to, possibly a bit longer. We'll see. If you want, do you want this to go on your YouTube channel, or
I don't have a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. All right.
So are we still recording?
Yeah, that's fine. It takes much longer to upload and download. I mean, I could could I put it on the Healing Ground?
Yeah.
The Healing
Absolutely.
Ground, and then put the link. It's easier to do it through YouTube, and then I'll share the file in the Harmonic Earth Walkers. All right. Okay. And then next fortnight you can go live. You can just go live.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We'll work through that. Mwah.
All right.
Mwah.
See you.
Thank you. See you
Great.
later.
Look forward to
Have a good
meeting you
night.
one day.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye all.